Yeah, it started with a pair of suspenders actually. I had been on the hunt for a pair of leather suspenders, couldn't find any, so started stitching and made a set. That was kind of where it was, well, let me see if I can sell some of these. And that's when I had to come up, what am I going to call this thing that's happening? And so that's when I had to brainstorm as far as what can we call this little brand or whatever it turns out to be. So that was the beginning. Yeah, and I don't know if I necessarily start off planning to do it without electricity. You know, I played with machine stitching on some things. There was just no way to really match what a really good hand stitch looks like on a piece. The machine I do have is a really old, it's a machine that was originally used to stitch and repair boots. And I typically don't use that even on leather to leather stitching. I usually use that if it's a leather, maybe a thin piece of leather attached to a wax canvas or a denim stitch. It works really well on that, but still the look of it looks different than doing it by hand. So, you know, every stitch on all my items, when it's leather and leather, it's hand punch the holes and hand stitch every piece. Don't like a lot of frills and features on them. I mean, I think one of the biggest influences for me from a design perspective is modernist architecture. So like, you know, some of the wallets and things are actually almost an exact copy of a roof line of a house that I love. I think that'll continue to be an influence on future pieces. So most of the leather is sourced from the Horween Tannery out of Chicago. One of the oldest tanneries in the US. I believe they've been around since 1905. All the pieces start with a usable prototype. So as opposed to going off a pattern or making it out of paper first, every piece is made from the actual intended materials. Yeah, I would say that's one of the most enjoyable pieces of having the business. You know, to run into somebody and, you know, in a store, oh man, I have one of your wallets, and pull it out and be able to see like how it's aged. And leather really takes on its own characteristics. There's color variations, and to see what it looks like, you know, when it leaves my hands, and then see after somebody's used it and how they've used it over years, and what it looks like then is really satisfying. And I'm like, oh man, I remember when I made that. Well, that was like the first batch of my wallets, and you know, looking back now, I'm like, God, I wish I had done that differently. And it's kind of learning by doing, and improving that process over time. You know, all the products, I want something that's just going to last forever, and nothing is really better at that than leather.